Hello once again and welcome to another lesson. Today we are going to be discussing about the coming of the Europeans. So if you remember, we talked about the Europeans who came to the Gold Coast, if you remember. Yes, so we're going to be discussing who are these people, where did they come from, okay, what did they come to do. Alright, okay, so before the Europeans came, the people of Ghana lived in tribes and clans long time ago. So each tribe or clan had a leader called chief or king. Now the leaders were often the eldest or strongest among the people. The tribes came together to form states and kingdoms. So tribes fought among themselves. Powerful tribes tried to control the weak ones, and tribes who lost wars were used as slaves to serve the powerful tribes. So those who were defeated became slaves. Because the land was rich in gold, and then the gold in the land attracted foreigners to the land. The land of the gold coast, the land like this very Ghanaian land was rich in gold. So because of that, it attracted people to come from outside the country. So among those, among the Europeans who came to the land, among the people who came to the land were Europeans. Okay, so Europeans are people from the from a large place or continent called Europe. There are many countries in Europe. Okay, the first European country to come to our land was Portugal. So the first European country to come to Gold Coast was Portugal. Keep that in mind. The first European country to come to the Gold Coast was Portugal, right? Well, they were led by Don Diego de Azambuja, and then Prince Harry the Navigator was the king of Portugal who helped in the exploration of other lands. He was therefore given the name the Navigator. He was given the name Navigator because he helped to navigate and explore other lands. Alright. So they arrived in the Gold Coast in the year 1471. Then the Portuguese called the place Costa da Mina, which means coast of the mine. This was because of the gold they saw in the land. Then the Portuguese traded with the local people. So in the course of their trade, the local people gave the Portuguese things like gold, ivory, pepper. Alright, so you can see the gold and ivory in your shots. The local people gave these things to the foreigners, whereas the foreigners gave the local people things like mirror, gunpowder, metal knives, clothes, and then rum, alcoholic drinks. Those are the things that the foreigners gave to the local people. So they gave these things to the local people for the gold and the ivory. Then they will take these things to their hometown. So as the trade was going on, they needed people to help them in carrying the things, as well as take them to where they came from to go and help them work on their farms. Okay, so the Europeans later traded in human beings called slaves. They bought some local people. They used the slaves to make farms in Americas. They grew crops like sugarcane, cotton, tobacco, and others. So they needed more people to work on these farms. They then decided to use black people as slaves so that they work on the farms. A slave is a person who serves or works for other people and does not get paid for the work done. Okay, they don't pay the slaves. Okay, they just use them to work. They don't give them any money. So the Portuguese needed black people who could work on farms in the New World. The Portuguese built a castle in Elmina. They called it São Jorge da Mina. It's called Elmina Castle today. So today the castle was built. The castle is now called Elmina Castle, and it was built in the year 1482. Okay, it was built in the year 1482. So this is the view of the Elmina Castle from different angles. Okay, this is the Elmina Castle from two different angles, right? So the castle was used to keep slaves before transported to the Europe. to Europe and America. So the slave trade was very profitable for the Portuguese and the local people. Other European countries also came to the land to trade. Among the countries that came here were Holland, Britain, Denmark, France, Sweden, Germany, and Norway. So people from Holland are called Dutch. People from Britain are called British. People from Denmark are called Danes. People from Sweden are called Swedes. And then people from France are called French. People from Germany are also called Germans, and people from the Norway are called Norwegians. Finally, people from Portugal are called Portuguese. So the country is called Portugal, but the people there are called Portuguese. Okay, just like when you come to Ghana, the country is called Ghana, but the people here are called Ghanaians. Okay, so that is what I was just referring to. So the country is called Holland, but the people are called Dutch. The country is called Britain, but the people are called British. Okay, and so on and so forth. So the route they used for the slave trade was like a triangle. The slaves were bought from Africa. They were sent to work on farms in the Americas. Some of the slaves were also used to do other works for the Europeans. Sorry. Food and other crops from the farms were sent to Europe to make other things. For example, cotton was sent to Europe to make clothes. Some of the things made in Europe were also sent to Africa to exchange for other goods like the gold and ivory I showed you. Okay. So in the picture, you see that they come from Europe down to Africa, come and buy the slaves, take them to America to go and work, and they take some also to Europe. So it's like a triangle. It comes down, goes up, goes like this. Okay, it's like a triangle. All right. So we've come to the end of the lesson, and I hope you have learned a lot. Okay, I'll see you in the next lesson.